I'm Andy Freeberg. This is my series, The Guardians, at the Andrea Meislin Gallery. I actually went to Russia looking for another project, and it wasn't quite working out, so I decided to take a break and went into the Hermitage. And then that's when I noticed that these women, and that they were sitting and wearing their own clothes. The guards in the US usually wearing uniforms and standing, and so that was interesting to me. And then when you approached certain pieces of art, they became part of looking at the art. I met this Russian guy who was in the Russian Ministry of Culture, and I showed him the prints, and he said, listen, there are 4 great art museums in Russia. Yes, you have the Hermitage, but there's also the Russian State Museum in St. Petersburg and in Moscow. There's the Pushkin Museum and the Tretyakov galleries, and you must come back and photograph at all the museums. Some of them were really obvious. Some I had to wait for the right moment. The Russian State Museum and the Tretyakov Gallery museums, they have Russian art, and so they started to look a bit like the Russians that were in the artwork itself, and so that was when it really became interesting, where it really worked out. When you see them, they seem a little bit severe, like they're really bored or they're really not having a good time. But as soon as we spoke to them, they kind of lit up and said, I really enjoy what I'm doing. We love watching the people. There was one woman who said that they're long days, she's been there for 10 years, and it feels like a week. They all seem to have that feeling about it, that they really enjoy, like they were protecting their culture, their history, and it seemed like art and culture is very, very important to Russians. And so I think that's why it's important that it's these older women who kind of know that history.
I'm not typically a fan of photography, but I'm just wowed by this. I'm just very impressed with the concept and the image and the thought behind these.
The first painting I saw was the one over there, and I call it a painting because to me it looked like a painting. And sometimes their hands are clasped just the way it is in the picture that they're guarding. I thought putting the two together was just magic.